The rain had been falling for days, a relentless curtain of water turning the streets of Havenbrook into mirror-like rivers. Mara had moved into her small apartment only a week ago. It was cheap, old, and tucked on the fourth floor of a brick building that seemed forgotten by time. On her first Tuesday night there, she awoke at exactly 3:15 a.m. without knowing why. The room was dim, lit only by the flickering orange glow of the street lamp outside. She turned her head toward the window, and froze. A black cat sat on the ledge outside, its fur slick with rain, its body perfectly still. It was facing her. Its eyes didn't reflect the light, they were bottomless, like twin holes cut into the night. Mara, thinking it was just a stray, whispered softly, "You poor thing, you're soaked." But the cat didn't move, didn't blink. She eventually pulled the curtains closed and tried to sleep, though her heart thudded for reasons she couldn't explain. The next night, it happened again. Same time, same cat, same posture. By the fifth night, Mara began to dread the ticking of the clock past midnight. She noticed something strange: the rain would always seem heavier when the cat appeared. And when she peeked at it for too long, her dreams that night would be worse. Shadowy figures outside her window, whispering her name in voices she didn't recognize. One morning, she told her neighbor, an elderly woman named Mrs. Keene, about the cat. Mrs. Keene's eyes widened and she clutched her cardigan tightly. "If it comes to your window, you don't look at it. Don't talk to it. Don't open the window." When Mara asked why, Mrs. Keene only shook her head. "It's not a cat." By the second week, Mara couldn't ignore it anymore. One stormy night, she sat in bed with the lights off, watching the window. At exactly 3:15, the street lamp outside flickered out, plunging the street into darkness. And then it was there. Closer than before. The cat's body was pressed against the glass now, and its eyes weren't eyes anymore. They were deep, swirling pools of black, and when Mara leaned forward, she swore she saw faces inside them, distorted, screaming faces sinking into the dark. Her breath fogged the glass. The cat's mouth began to move, not in a meow, but forming words. She couldn't hear them through the window, but she could read its lips. "Let me in." On the 13th night, the storm outside was violent. The wind howled through the cracks in the walls, and thunder rattled the glass. Mara awoke with her heart pounding, but this time, she wasn't looking at the cat outside. It was inside the room, sitting at the foot of her bed. Its fur dripped water onto the carpet. Its mouth hung slightly open, revealing rows of human teeth. The air in the room was freezing. Mara stumbled back against the wall. The cat tilted its head slowly, almost like it was studying her. And then, in a voice that was both male and female, young and old, it said, "You opened the window." She shook her head violently. "No, I didn't." But then she remembered that dream she had before waking up. The one where she was standing barefoot in the rain, pushing the window open while the cat's shadow loomed over her. The days that followed were a blur. Mara stopped sleeping at night. She kept all her windows locked, her curtains drawn. But the cat still came, sometimes outside, sometimes inside. On the final night, she heard scratching at the glass. She refused to look. She covered her head with a blanket and waited. But the scratching grew louder, becoming a screech, and then, silence. When she finally gathered the courage to peek, the cat was gone. But in its place, pressed against the outside of the glass, were two pale human hands, their nails. long and sharp, sliding slowly down the pane. Mara screamed. The lights went out. When the neighbors checked on her the next morning, her apartment was empty. The window was open. The floor was wet with rainwater. And on the ledge, where the black cat always sat, there was a single puddle, shaped like a human handprint. End.